Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Lili Nishmas Imi Mirosi Ruspas Mordechai, live from Ecor at the Trump Doral, right? Here in Miami. Thank you so much for having me. Yishkoyach Tamati Belsky for setting this thing up, and Ovadia Stavsky. Where's Ovadia? Shalom Aleichem. Yishkoyach. We could edit that if that's a problem for the other share, Okay. Yishkoyach for having me. Yesterday was amazing. I was in Woodmere, 2-hour notice, and we had close to 160 people. And they sang Achenu. So I want to see what the real estate guys know when it comes to Achenu. But can we do it with hearts? It's a small room. We have our tech guy here. He's never heard the song before. Yachenu kol beis Yisrael. Yachenu kol beis Yisrael. Anesuni batzoro v'ashivya oimdim b'mayom Yachenu kol beis Yisrael. Achenu kol beis Yisrael. Anesuni batzoro v'ashivya oimdim b'mayom Hamokoy mirachem aleim yotzi mitzara le'racha u'me'avel aleyah mitzvot le'gedola ashta Bagolo is Magori Amoko Yirachem Aleim Yotzi Mitzara V'Rachai U'me'afel Aliyah Before we start, l'schus over 30 children with a 9-month-old, 30 children that are in the tunnels right now for over 30 days, captured some of them without parents, some of them witnessing their parents getting murdered in front of their eyes. 5,000 injured, 1,400 people lost their lives. We'll say Kapitel Tehillim together, everybody together, from the beginning to the end, with Achenu together. Shir Hamalois Mimamakim Yosicho Adonai Shimo Bekordi Tienos Necho Kashuvois Lekoi Tachanoi Im Avoinois Tishmor Yo Adonai Mi Amoi Ki Imcho Haslicho Leman Tiborei Ki Visi Adonai Tifso Nafshi V'Lidvaroi Yocholti Nafshi L'Adonai Shomrim L'Aboike Yachel Yisrael El Adonai Kim Adonai Chesed V'Armei Mo Yifdus V'Hu Yivdes Yisrael Mikol Adonai Achenu Kol Beis Yisrael Anesunim B'Tzoro V'Shivyo Oimdim Bein Bayom U'Bein Bayavosho Amokim Yirachim Aleim Yotzim Yitzara L'Rvacha Me'afelo L'Yoyro Yeshiva Legula, Hashto Bagalov is Man Kori. So I just want to reiterate this. We see every single day in Shemona Esrei 3 times. And maybe it's kedai to pay more attention to these words that are going to get to every single thing that we just said. Mechaye Meisim Berachamim. To the Neshamas, to the 1400. Soymich Neuflim. All those families that are depressed and in Shiva, and they don't even know if this is Shiva, are their loved ones coming home, what happened to them? And all the thousands and thousands of people that were displaced from their homes. Maybe they didn't lose anyway, but they don't have a home. They're in hotels, they don't have clothing, they don't have all their belongings. Roife Choilim, Matir Asurim. Each one has new meaning now. Be'ez Hashem, Shei Psuris Toivas, Shborch should be Moichik, the Sinai. So, Shkoyach for coming. And it's a great opportunity actually to take upon yourself something. Everybody says, what should I do for the war? I'll send bulletproof vests, this, that. What we could do, very, very simple. Take upon yourself more Torah. If you're not part of the Daf, join the Daf Yomi program. Anyone, just join the Daf. There's somebody sitting right over here in the front, Steve Weinstock. He got a free Gemara from join.dafyomi.com. So I'll take a free Gemara. And since then, he donated a Masechta, etc. Mati Belsky also donated $20,000 towards Kiddushin. Shkoyach Mati. This guy, Murad Nakash, he got a free Gemara. I said, why do you need a free Gemara? You own a few companies. Why do you need a free Gemara? He said, I want a free Gemara. So I have this that is chayvus, that locked me in. Take a free Gemara. Now I have to do it. Otherwise, I'm a ganav. Since then, he gave us a couple $100,000, maybe more. So grab a free Gemara. It's kedai, even if you could afford it. I'll give you that as chayvus. And take it upon yourself to learn a little bit more Torah. Schus, all those who need schusim, and you know who needs the most schusim? Yourself. So it's always good to learn a little bit more Torah. I'll just read a few emails here. Here's a picture from the Siyum in Chicago. I basically don't recognize anybody because I was there just the other day and Shir. There's only 7-8 people, but for the Siyum, wow, they come out of the woodwork. Listen, the rule is you can't come to the Siyum unless you come to a couple Shir, my friends. This is in London. And they had a Good Morning Rabbis. I think they said they had over 70 people in London at the Siyum. Here they're doing the Good Morning, but we don't have volume. Maybe we do. Let's see if we can do it through this. There's always that one guy that's off beat. It says, a little bit early. You ever notice that? By Shalom Yudah Felder, Koil Jungeman. I hope the Zimel finds you well. I had a chance to unwind after the amazing Shabbos we recently experienced. I wanted to take a moment to express my deepest Hakaras HaTov for the incredible Shabbos of Chizuk that was zoich to be part of. The gathering of Achdus is truly remarkable, and speeches delivered incredibly inspiring. Reb YY, Reb Ari is unbelievable. I came to my old self and left as a new person. I'm a changed man, he says. The Chizuk shared during the speeches has left a lasting impact on me, especially from Reb Ari Shabbos Day. I feel truly fortunate to have had an opportunity to learn from and connect with fellow members of our MDY family. Our boys is 720 people were there for Shabbos, over 900 people for the Siyum at night. On Mazel Shabbos, the love and hospitality extended to us was beyond words. It's difficult to adequately describe how beautiful and enjoyable the entire experience was. From the warm, welcoming hug from Yossi Klein, delicious meals, every detail was thoughtfully arranged, creating an atmosphere of exquisiteness. This guy's in Koil, Hashem Yerachim, and Achtos. The exquisite experience. It's like unlike he's going on Google thesaurus. How do you say this mamish word better? Okay. As an exquisite experience I had was unlike anything I've ever experienced before, especially considering my background as a Koil guy. On Shabbos, I was reflecting on the fact that if I were giving such an exquisite Shabbos, but without my MDY family present, I wouldn't have enjoyed it nearly as much or at all. The true source of enjoyment of the Shabbos was not the materialistic things present, but rather the presence in the company of my MDY family. Okay, thank you, really, Yosin Sano. Your efforts in making the Shabbaton are greatly admired and appreciated, and look forward to future Shabbatons where we can continue to grow and inspire one another with a heartfelt appreciation. And your man from Cleveland. Maybe they didn't want me to say his name. Okay, maybe I should have said that in the beginning. Huh? He is? All right. He's talking a man? Okay. He wrote it very exquisitely. It's Givaldi. Shalom Raveli, Nachum Shor from Neve Yaakov and Eretz Yisrael. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the speeches recorded from Bixium. The highlights for me were your brilliant father. My father was there, Baruch Hashem. Shem should keep him healthy. Reb he was obviously feeding off the incredible achdus he felt there, and your speech. Shkoyach. Especially moved by how emotional he became when you spoke about your father will come wake you up. I had a little bit of a breaking thing in my speech. I didn't mean to. I was telling the Olam that when I learned in Koil and Eretz Yisrael, I would sleep till 10 o'clock, and my father would come knocking on the door and banging on the door, sometimes for 10 minutes straight. And I couldn't get the words out. I was mamish crying because I saw my father there, like Rachmanis on this guy. He said, "This son is a bum, getting up at 10 o'clock." I have struggled for many. Spoke about your father. Since this is something I have struggled for many years, I shed tears in commiseration. This was a real closing of the circle for me. Since the reason I joined the new is because I was inspired by the video at the Siyum Moyed when you said you get up between 3 and 4 to learn. Now that I see how difficult this must have been in you, doubly impressed. Shkoyach. Hashem should morning zechus for you as well. Looking forward to having you return to the mothership. Racham Shor Neve Yaakov Em Device and Sivames. Oh. And this is just the people that organized the Siyum in London: Dov Harris, Ari Davis, Shlomi Leitner, Aaron Mazel, Shimi Rubin, and it was amazing. 10 people from London and Manchester showed up to the Shabbos, which was unbelievable. And let me just read the sponsorships real quickly. The Masechta is sponsored for the unity of Am Yisrael, Achtos, Paras HaChodesh, Hatzlocha L'zechus Yosef Mayer ben Rochel and yidden worldwide. Paras HaChodesh, Zechraya ben Moshe, and Mishna Yomi bas Yosef. Paras HaYom, Dovid Posner, Jonathan Eltes, who brought me to MDY. He fell and only does Mishna Yomi return now. So a few people came to me on chat. It's very interesting. They said, I brought a guy in and I fell off the bandwagon, and that guy that I brought in shut me back in. So it came like a new musig of mitzvah gereris mitzvah. You know, like you do a mitzvah, and then that mitzvah actually pulls you back. So Be'ez Hashem, you'll pull that guy back. Simcha Salomon, Mazel Tov to Naftali, Friedman, and Sarah Jearolmen. How do you pronounce it? Jearolmen. Shkoyach. Whose Chasuna is Monday, November. Mati Belsky, get over here. You able to get over here? I don't know if you fit into there. Rabbi Sai, Mati Belsky. I don't know what he does, but do a deal with him. Tremendous balchesa. You put this thing together. Here, put your head in here. Oh, this is Mati Belsky. Yishkoyach. Thank you very much, Mati. Oh, yeah. Where's it? Let me see. Thank you for reminding me. I have to mention that Nochem Amnon Shlomo Ben Lenchama, that should be his schos, his first comes in the army, front lines. Be nice. Get a big chizik, my aunt and uncle. Ooh, I had a picture. Yishkoyach. Thank you for sponsoring. Very, very much appreciated. All the tech here, it's not cheap. Baruch Foreman, I had the video and a picture. He's a guy that comes every single day in Ramah Bet Shemesh. He does another daf, and he's on the front lines. And he made a siyum yesterday. There's a big thing. It went around. I think it went even viral. The whole camp came, and it was a beautiful thing. Be'ez Hashem, I'll show a picture tomorrow. All right. But I won't be able to put it up here. This is not so much fun that I don't have the second screen. Okay. Rabbi say, let's just do a little bit of chazara. Today is one of those dapim. Lucky you guys, you don't get that much 3D animation that we're trying to put through. It's just for kinder, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be real stuff for the goyim. So we have here, the Mishnah says, there's Arba Avis Nezikin. You see this on the screen? Arba Avis Nezikin. Shar Bar Mavehever. We're going to do a quick chazar. It's going to be beautiful. Look at this. Rabbi Shaya says there's another 9 of them for a total of 13. You see 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. The 5 Nizakim. Okay. So there's a total of 13 Avos Nezikin. Then comes Rabbi Chia. Forget that for a second. Rabbi Chia comes along and says, let me add another 11 for a total of 24. Kefel, Arbav Chamisho, Ganav, Gazlan, Edim Zoyim, Oidis, Befato, Moitzi Shemram, Tamim, Damim, Menasach. Okay? So according to him, there's a total of 24. Now that we know that it's klar like anything, So we go to Daf Amud Beis, and don't worry, because if you take a peek at Daf Amud Beis, if you have a Gemara, very, very short. So we're on like, let's see, 5-6 lines from the bottom. Rabbi Shaya, my taima leitani hani. Rabbi Shaya, let's go back to Rabbi Shaya. He's stuck at 13. He adds another 9 to the Mishnah, total of 13. Why doesn't he agree to Rabbi Chia that this Kefel, Ganav, Gazan, Edim Zoymimim, all these things? So he says, B'mamoyna kamairi, b'knasa loy kamairi. This entire list that you see over here in green, all these Rabbi Chias, Kefel, person steals, it's a knas. Arba v'chamisha, knas. Ganav, Gazlan, Edim Zoymimim. We're going to see. Maybe there's some that are not. Oynes mefata, 50 shekel. That's a knas. We're talking about regular monetary damages, not special chiddush in the Torah. Not you would know it's 50 shekel if a person is mefata somebody. No, that's a chiddush in the Torah. That's a knas like a mari. Ask the Gemara, Ganav v'Gazlan the Mamaynu Disney. In this list, as you see, number 16 and 17 is Ganav and Gazlan. We're not talking about the kefil part of a ganav, because that's already number 14. That's kefil. We're talking about a ganav that was moida, and moida b'knas potter. He comes to Bez and says, I stole. What should I do? If he says that, he doesn't have to pay the penalty of kefil. So why is it in the list? You just told me only things that are a knas are on the list. Ganav, gazan are not a knas. It's mammon. Says the Gemara. And Memela what? Memela should be in the list of Rabbi Shaya. Why does Rabbi Shaya only have 13 in his list? Let's add another 2. So it says, Haktani le shomer chinam v'ashoyel. We'll just focus on shomer chinam. Shomer chinam, a guy who's watching, let's say, somebody's animal, and then the owner comes and says, give me my animal. He says, it was stolen. But really, it's in his backyard. What is he? He's a ganav. Rabbi say a ganav like that. What do you say? Ganav like that. A shomer chinam who stole the object that he was watching. Does he have to pay the kefil or not? Anybody? Nobody's going to answer. You're all scared you're going to make a mistake, huh? Don't be shy. What do you say? What's down? What comes to mind? Yes? No. No, yes. Okay, we have machlekes. Right. Beautiful. So, here. And if he does it, how do you know he's a gazlan? He did it when nobody's looking. He's not a gazlan, he's a ganav. A ganav means that he did it at night when nobody's looking, and a gazlan is he did it right in front of the owner. If he did it in front of the owner, then he can't say, it was stolen. So he's a ganav. So anyway, the answer is yes, he's chayv kefil. So it's already included in shomer chinam. I'm not going to put something, look, let's go back to Rabbi Shai's list. You see, shomer chinam is the top one, number 5. It's already there. He's a ganav. Shoyel is just agav, not there. Ask the Gemara, so let's go back to this list. Why is Ganav and Gazlan in Reb Chia's list? It's already in the previous list of Reb Shaya. The only way Reb Chia gets to 24 is if he uses 13 of Reb Shaya. So he already used Shomer Chinam, and that's included. That's Geneva. Says the Gemara, if you think about it, a Shomer Chinam didn't do a Maisa Geneva. He didn't go into somebody's property and remove a bicycle and bring it into his house. The kid delivered a bicycle to his house, and then he stole it. Then he told the kid, I don't know where it is. So he didn't steal it. So it's a different category. It's Geneva. 100% he's a Ganav. But it's a different way. He got it in a different way. It's a different category. And Mameli, he talks about it twice. Once when it comes to his Rishus by itself, and one when it comes when he does it, and he goes out and steals it. So it's 2 types of Gneva. Top of Hey Amud Aleph. Eidim Zoymim. Now take a look at the list. We're still looking at this list, right? Number 18 on the list is Eidim Zoymim. What's Eidim Zoymim? 2 witnesses come forward and they say they saw that so-and-so did something, whatever, he stole. And then another 2 witnesses say that Imanu Yisem, you're liars. You were with us at Ikor, and it's not possible that you were in New York that day. You weren't. It's just a lie. So what's halacha? Whatever they wanted to, whatever they accused that individual, they stole $100. They have to pay $100. That's the Gemara. The mamainahu, that's considered mammon. Why is that considered mammon? They didn't steal anything from the guy. The Torah made a chiddush that they have to pay kasher zamam, whatever they wanted to do. Why is it considered mammon? Says Rashi, it's considered mammon because every time it's a different price. If they wanted to steal 200, they have to pay 200. If it's 700, 700. Knas, says Rashi, is like oynes and mafata. Okay, we have to understand why kefal. Oynes, mafata, chamishim, whatever the shloishim. Those are knases. They're every time it's the same amount. Says the Gemara. So again, why is Edom Zomimim in the list? You just told me the list. That Rabbi Shaya, by the time because that the reason why Rabbi Shaya doesn't have 24 is because he only talks about Mamonis and Knas. But this is Mamonis. Edom Zomimim is Mamonis. So how come Edom Zomimim is not in the list of Rabbi Shaya? How come Rabbi Shaya only has 13? He should have 14. Mr. Edom Zomimim. Says the Gemara, because he holds it is a knas. Rabbi Kiva holds that Edom Zomim is considered a knas. The Gemara Maki says, why? Because they didn't do a maisa, so they didn't do a maisa b'yadayim, so it must be a knas. And therefore, says Rabbi Kiva, that if they come forward and the maida b'knas pater, and you see that it's a knas. That's why it's not in Rabbi Shai's list. So the Gemara, if Rabbi Shaya believes in Rabbi Kiva, he's like Rabbi Kiva, listening to Trey Gavnik Shar, so then he should have an extra one in Shar. Why? Listening Shar the Azik Shar. There's two types of Shvarim. One Shar is Mazik, another Shar. Listen, Shar the Azik called them. The two types. Why? According to Rabbi Kiva, it's two. If you don't hold like Rabbi Kiva, great. But if you're going to hold like, you hold like Rabbi Kiva when it comes to Edom Zomimim, so you hold like Rabbi Kiva and other things as well. So put in two Shvarim. Why? It's not Rabbi Kiva Omer, Av Tam Shechoval Ba'odom Mishalim B'moisar Nezek Shalem. Av Tam Shechoval Ba'odom Mishalim B'moisar Nezek Shalem. Here goes. You ready? Explain it like this. When you have two oxes that damage each other, one ox, one shar, that causes $100 damage to one. The other one causes $200 damage to the other. You see how it is in the chart? What's the halacha? That the one on the left, the muad that caused more damage, he has to pay the difference. What does he pay? He pays 100. The difference is 100. The one on the right caused $100 to him, so the one on the right owes 100. Now the one on the left cost $200 back to him, but he's already owed 100, so he raised 100 and he just pays 100. That's pashut, right? Everybody agrees. But what happens if the one on the left is a tam? Meaning, this is the first time, Karen, you only pay Nezek Shalom, you only pay the full amount if you did it 3 times. If he's a Tam, you only pay half. So let's do the same math again. He did 100 to him, he did back, the guy on the left did 200 back to him, so he should owe 100. So what happens? 100, and then what? You split that in half, because he only pays half of what he's supposed to pay, 150. But comes Rabbi Kiva and says that this Tam that did the same thing to a human being, not to shar, mishalim b'moiser nezik shalom. With the extra, he should pay the full 100, not 50. He doesn't get off here. So now we have a different type of. We have two types. We have a shar that damages a shar. We just saw it's different. He only pays $50, and we have a shar, that same exact shar, the tam that damages a human being. He pays $100. It's two types of damage. One pays 50, one pays 100. So it should be in the list. The two types. Says the Gemara Tavi Rabbi Kiva L'Gzize. Rabbi Kiva already broke this idea. The sign Rabbi Kiva Omer Yochel Av Tam Shechava B'Adim Mishalem and Aliyah. I think that a tam who, it's Givaldic because we're in a real estate convention. This is what's very interesting. The Mishnah we had in Daf Beis. If you decide to pay with real estate, the halacha is very different than if you decide to pay with a computer or with cash or with anything else. Real estate is different. A boy say, guys on a big level here. When you pay with cash, it's cash. You pay with a computer, okay. It's a shtickle broken. It's not an Apple, okay. But when you pay with real estate, you have to pay with the best. Min aliyah. So over here, aliyah, hold that thought for somewhere else. Aliyah over here means you have to pay from other things. Forget what I just told you, real estate. Forget it. Okay? Over here, aliyah means that rather than paying from whatever this animal is worth, it's very interesting. Let's say an animal, this Tom guy, goes ahead and chews up a guy's briefcase, $1 million. How much does he have to pay? He's a Tom. How much does he have to pay? $500,000? No. He only has to pay the value of what he's worth. He's $1,000. The owner gives him this animal. He says, do whatever you want with it. Here, I know I damaged $1 million. Sorry. Here's $1,000. That's migufay. That's whatever the animal's worth. But he's saying no. That you would have to pay. I would think that he has to pay from other sources. He only pays whatever the ox is worth. Says the Gemara like this. You're right that according to Rebbe Kiva, sometimes a tam pays only $50. But that's only when he's worth 50. And what if he's only worth 25? So only pays 25. So you couldn't put him in a list. It's not a complete list. You can't say sometimes he pays this, sometimes he pays that. So Mela, he's not in the list. It depends how much he's worth. Okay, we go weiter. So going back, let me see if I could shut it off for a second. I'm just going to go up and let's see what happens. Person who's ma'anas, forcefully, mefata, seduces, a person who gets married and he lies, he makes up a story about his wife that she didn't have psulim. Whoa, it's mammon. You have to pay 50 shekel, that's mammon. So obviously we're not talking about the 50 shekel. What are we talking about? We're talking about the busha he caused her. He caused her physical busha. He caused her depreciation also. It's weird, but that's how you do it. How do you value psulim on a slave market? What a shifcha is worth with and without. If you want to buy a shifcha for your evet, okay. To me, it doesn't sound fair because he's talking about avodim. It's a different price. Okay, that's how it is. Again, we're talking about there's two components here. There's the knas component. They have to pay the father. You have to pay 30 shekel, 50 shekel. But there's also a monetary damage here that you caused. And you have to pay that. Says Gemara, it should be in the list. It should be in Rabbi Shaya's list. Rabbi Shaya has 13. Here's another 3. Says Gemara, Manavshach. Eat tsar. What do you want to pay her for? The tsar? Okay, so take a look. In Rabbi Shaya's list, it's already there, number 10. Eat boishes, tanale. If you're talking about busha, it's right there. Number 13, all the way in the bottom. Ibgam, you depreciated her, hainu nezek. That's already number 9. That's regular nezek. Mazel Meimar, knasa. So we're going to talk about the knas component. Be knasa like Yamari. That we already established. He's not talking about a knas. Next in the list. Hametama v'amedameya v'amenasech. Hametama means you take your friend's fruit and you make them tameh. So he's a kohen, he can't eat it. Less value. Midameya, you take your friend's fruit and you put in one fruit that's a truma. Now he can't eat it. He's Yisrael. He doesn't know which one is truma. So what does he do with it? He has to give it as a gift. A kohen, he can sell it to a kohen for a few pennies on the dollar. So it's a damage. V'amenasech, he makes somebody's wine yain esach. The mamainahu, this is all mammon listening. Okay? It should be in Rabbi Shai's list. Says the Gemara Manavshach. When you're metama something, you make something tummy, do you see the tumah? You can't see it. Even with a microscope, you can't see it. So it depends how you view it. If it's considered hezek, shenikish hezek, if you consider it, that is hezek, I don't care if you can see it or not. You can't see germs. You made something, whatever. We'll get there in a second. Hatana le nezek. So then it's included in the regular nezek. That would be in Rabbi Shai's list, nezek, which is number 9. E hezek sheni nikir lo yishmei hezek. And if it's not considered real damage, havali knasa. So then the only thing is we give him a knas. But knasa like Yamari. Akopanim, let me go over Rabbi Chia, hezek sheni nikir lo yishmei hezek. Oh, so we're going to see in a second. Very good. Good kasha. So, I don't just say it like when I don't have a good answer. I say, let's see in a minute. Sometimes I do. Rather now, it happens to be it's in the Gemara later. It's a great trick, though. Nobody will know, and then later on you'll forget. Then I'll say, no, it's coming up. Nobody's watching this. It doesn't really matter. So I'll tell you my secrets. Okay. Why does Reb Chia put it in his why is in his list when it's already there in Nezek? Elamai, it's something special. It's called Hezek Sheni Nicker. So a couple of interesting questions. I have a shayla. You go into you go into a doctor's office, and he has like a syringe there in a sterilized syringe in a plastic. You go, you open it up, you touch it a little bit, and then you close it back up. Did you cause damage? Legally, did you cause damage? 100%. But you can't see the damage. Now it's not sterile, but could you tell with your eye if it's sterile or not sterile? So it's damage that's not nicker. So damage that's not nicker, is that considered damage? Could I be mechayev you? It's a question. I'm just asking a shayla here. So there are those who say yes, like you were saying, you're very sure, but I'll tell you the reason. The reason is because he did it biyodayim. He did it biyodayim. Okay. What about over here? There's another shayla. Listen to this one. Allah says you shouldn't bite your nail and throw it on the floor because it could damage a pregnant woman. Shade him, this, that. Guy goes and puts it on the floor, and then later on he finds out this woman, she miscarried. Chayiv or not chayiv? No. Oh, very good. They actually say that. They talk about it. You're right. But the Kesef Mishnah says that since the goyim don't believe in it, it's not a nezik for them. It's only a nezik for us. We hold that it's not considered nezik. That's what he says. Something like that. Just huh? So, but who believed in it? The woman believed in it. The guy believed in it. Here's another thing. And let me ask you something. Shleimi, the if it's a bar, what's the halacha? He's chayiv. So we're going to learn that he's pater. Why? Because he's a adam. A woman is a adam. She has to be careful herself. If a person falls into a pit that you dug in the Jearolmen, in pater, he should have noticed it. Okay, see soon. Huh? How are you going to see it? Okay, I hear. Weiter. Says Gemara, the reason why it's in Reb Chia's list is because there's a hezek that's nicker. There's two types of hezekim that you can notice and you don't notice. Why does it say 13? Now there's a yisoid in Shas that Tanoim knew how to count. We don't try to help them out with numbers. Even if it's a very long thing, there's 13 items, we don't give them a total at the end. And if we give them a total, that means it's coming to exclude something else. So Mela, Tanim and Yana, so why did our Mishnah say Arba Avos Nezikim? We know we can count. Shor Bar of 4. The Mud did Rabbi Shaya to say the Mishnah doesn't believe in Rabbi Shaya who says it's 13. It's only 4. Rabbi Shaya Tanim and Yana Lemut the Rabbi Chia. And Rabbi Shaya, why does he say it's 13? Because he wants to exclude Rabbi Chia who says it's 24. Hello. Minyana. Here's another thing. Going back to Hezek Sheni Nicker. What if a person kills another person with the Shem Mefarish? Ritzeach or not a Ritzeach? Killed him. He said some special, he knows the Shem Hashem. He says it, and he killed him. He had Kavana. What do you say? So I think Allah kind of says that it's Ritzicha. Why? Because there was a Maisa. He spoke. He had to move his lips. That's considered a Maisa of Ritzicha. It's like a guy tells how do you call it? It understands the voice commands, the GPS. How do you say it? GPS. No, the voice command. Is that what it's called? What?
AI?
Tell Siri to shoot your gun at somebody. Here, Siri, shoot the gun at the front door. That's not Ritzicha? Of course it's Ritzicha, because he said, fine. So, there's a raya from Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu killed the Mitzri with his words. And there's such a lashon, like you're killing me with the Amira. Just want to repeat it quickly. Varta Rippuah always said Matzah Shabbos. I thought it was very appropriate. He said that there's actually machlokes how Moshe Rabbeinu killed the Mitzri. We all know Rashi. Rashi says Shem Hashem. But in Medrash, it brings down another two opinions. Was it with an egg knife, with a fist? He punched him in the face and killed him. Karate, whoop, whoop, whoop. Or he had a shovel there that they were building with, and he took the shovel and knocked him over the head. So he asks, L'may nafkamina, who cares? Sometimes the Gemara says, it's not enough kamina to us. How is it going to help my life now? How are you going to make a whole machlokes out of it? It's not. And besides, elu ve'elu divrei l'kim chayim and all machlokes. How can you have elu ve'elu divrei l'kim chayim when one says a shovel and one says Shem Hashem? The two, how are you going to put the two things together? So he said that Mitzri is not only in that generation. That Mitzri is Bizman hazeh Hamas yimach shemam. That's the Mitzri. And I'm just saying it kids and Nimrods. And that elu ve'elu divrei l'kim chayim, yeah, you need the army. We need us, Loim de Torah, the Shem Hashem. It's a combination of how you kill that Mitzri with the infrastructure that we have, the buildings and the technology and the this and the guys in the front line and the Torah. It's a three-step thing, and we do our job. Our thing is to learn Torah. Okay. Zog the Gemara. So why does Rebbe Chia say 24? There's nobody after him. There's nobody that says 50. So why did he say 24? The Mu'utei Moiser, to exclude somebody who goes to the government as Moiser on you, umefagel, and somebody. So mefagel means that a kohen. Let's see if we have it here. Hazik Sheni Nickers, he said in Shas. Okay. So mefagel means that if a kohen during one of the four avodas, shchita, kabbalah, loch, and zrika, over here's a picture of zrika. As he's doing the zrika, he thinks in his mind that he's going to eat the carbon a day after he's allowed to. Let's say you're only allowed to eat the carbon for 2 days. He's going to eat in 3 days from now. That's mefagel. Rashi over here says it's shloi l'shma. I'm not exactly sure why he sticks that in. Okay, Moiser. So there's the famous Maisa that with Rebbe Chanan Wasserman, there was a Moiser, and he went ahead and he met him in the mikveh and he drowned him. He felt that this guy's Chayav Misa, got rid of him. I saw a Maisa from the Ramban. The Ramban told his Talmud, same exact thing. He says, that guy is Moiser, he's putting Klal Yisrael in danger. When he goes down to the river, make sure he doesn't get out of the river. So the guy went and drowned him, killed him. And then a few days later, that person that killed the Moiser died. So the Ramban said, it must be that when he killed that Moiser, he had kavana to have enough, like he had enough from it. He was enjoying himself. Not I'm doing a mitzvah, I'm killing a Moiser, but this feels good. I'm getting rid of some, whatever this kavana. He had a bad kavana, and that's why he died. All right. I just had a very interesting story with me. There was a guy that called up the city. I mean, just literally within the month, called up the city and told the city that I dumped construction stuff. My contractor put construction stuff in the regular garbage. They came on Friday. They took apart the whole garbage can, and they found bags they were basically tarps. No, like concrete tarps. They took it out, and they gave me a 730 shekel fine. And when the cops were there, this guy comes out and goes, I called the cops, and don't ever put it in the garbage again. So I said, I told him, you're a Moiser. Oh, you're a Moiser. Okay, fine. So I went to Rav, and the Rav said 100% he's a Moiser. He has to pay me the 730. So you can't go to the city like that and tell. So besides that, it wasn't even stuff that they, for whatever reason, he paid me. I told him the Rav said, and he gave me the 730. And last week, I paid him back. I said, I just wanted the money from you. Don't ever do that to somebody. Don't ever call the cops. We could have the money back. I paid it. Money. Can't be a moiser. I'm not going to put him in the mikveh or anything like that. Zog the Gemara. Oh. So it should be in the list. So they're listening. Ask the Gemara listening. Why is it not in Reb Chia's list? Okay, you told me the number 24 comes to exclude two more things: moiser and mefagel. Bishlam mefagel b'kachim lekamari. We're talking about a kohen thinking thoughts while he's with the karbanis. We're not talking about karbanis now. Ela moiser my time Eloi. Why not moiser shani? Moiser the b'dibura, because it happened with his mouth. He didn't take action. He went to the authorities and made a phone call. Ub'dibura loy kamari. We're not talking about dibur. But moiser shemra the diburu b'katani. What about moiser shemra? It's also just with his mouth. Says Gemara, Dibura the isbeim maisahu. What's moiser shemra? Person says, she didn't have psulim. The halacha is that could only be after a bia. Could he come? If there's no bia, he can't make up such a story. So it's dibur that happens after a maisa. That's different. It's not stam a dibur, a guy calling up, hey, so and so threw out garbage in the garbage can, or this guy wants to kill the king. This is a maisa, and afterwards is a dibur. Ask the Gemara. I hope this is your question. If not, tell me what your question was. The dibura, the less be maisahu biktani. Edim zoymim is a dibur and there's no maisa. Says Gemara, hasam afkav the less be maisa rachmane kari maisa. The Torah considers it a story, action. The chsiv basisim loy kasher zomam lasis laachiv kasher zomam lasois that he wanted, that he did. I was just dibur. The Torah calls it. Does that answer your question a little bit? Good. Kasher zomam lasis laachiv. As the Gemara Bishlam Tanan Didan, Tana Avos Mikladikal told us. So I want to ask the Olam a question. All Tamid. Anybody learned the daf yet? Like yesterday's, 3 days ago? Anybody? That's it. That's it. What is the difference between negicha and negifa? Anybody? You know? Well, what? One what? One what? Not you, not what? Body? Excellent. Where do you do the daf? No, but I'm saying you do it by yourself? It's better to do it by yourself than with a shir. You see that? Unbelievable. And so because you guys didn't know, I'm going to force you to watch this new, we're trying this new technology. It's not there yet. I'm asking, and it doesn't have audio yet. But I think it could, if you're a visual person, it could maybe make more of a rosham. And here goes. Let me see. Here we go. This is all original art, Kilo. It's like these are brand new characters designed for MDY. This guy's a Tam. This is Negicha, okay? Check this out. This is what the Tzaddik said. MDY chapter. So that's Negicha. All right, fine. Even adults enjoy it sometimes. And Negifa, Rabbi Yisai, you want to see what Negifa is? Now, I didn't. This happened over Shabbos. I would have told him to take out one or two of the scenes here, but okay. The point is, that's Negifa. It's with his body. The nafkamina of horns versus his body. That's what he said. Very good. I don't know if I would remember that. Okay, but 3D. Why am I saying that? It goes like this. Says the Gemara. This avos, this negicha is bekeren. A tolda is negifa, neshicha. I'm not going to show you the video of the neshicha. It's also cool. The bull, he bites off a mirror off a Ferrari. Okay, why is that keren? Because he has no ana from it. He's biting. Yeah, it's with his teeth, but he has no ana. What's the tolda of Shen, Rabbi Yisai? What is the tolda of Shen? My favorite. baby in the whole Masechta. This chachacha b'koisel lana also. This is fine. The point is that the guy, it's only because you didn't remember. Had you remembered, I wouldn't put you through this. This chachacha b'koisel lana also means, even though it's not with the mouth, it had a nod, schmack, scratched his back. In doing so, it broke a wall. So, if so, where are all the toldas from these 13, from the 24? You're saying you have avos. There's 13 avos. No, where are the toldas? I could come up with a little tolda for Shen and for Karen. How am I going to come up with the tolda for Oynes, Mefatim, Medam, and Manasseh? Where the tolda? Says the Gemara, oh, this is what I was supposed to say before. Now, when it comes to paying with real estate, you have to pay from your best real estate. You can't give him a building in Chveis Nishvaz in Indianapolis. That's where I own stuff. In Cleveland, also I own. Yeah, you have to give him Manhattan. Well, not Manhattan. That's Mamish Ziburas. Eretz Yisrael. You have to give him Ramat Bet Shemesh. Where? Lakewood. For Rockaway, Woodmere. Tell me, even now Woodmere, it used to be, you could buy a house in Woodmere. All the schleppers bought in Woodmere, right? $1 million for a knockdown, they said. $1 million. No, everybody. Okay, but in the Ramat Bet Shemesh, a one-bedroom apartment is $1 million already. Something like that. Not Kedikach. Why do you have to pay Meitav? Anybody remember? You learned in Gittin. You have to pay Meitav. Why? What's the svara? To make sure people don't damage other people. Be careful. If you damage, you're going to lose your apartment in Lakewood. It's not stam. Oh, I'll be careful. Okay. So here's the point. My taima asya tachas nesino yishalim kesef. Okay, so before we get into that, the point is that when it says avos, it doesn't mean it has toldos. Avos just means that you have to pay from the real estate, the best of the real estate. That's what avos means. You see, it's a new idea in avos. Avos equals the best real estate, not avos that it has toldos. Avos the best real estate. So just so you understand what's going on here, you kept on seeing it here. First of all, the pasuk says over ki yaver ish sadei cherem meshilachs bir b'sdei acher meitav sodeu, the best of his sada. Umeitav karmo yishalom. That's how we know that you have to pay meitav. Now take a look at this. We saw these lists. We're familiar with it. If you look all the way now to the left, look what happens. Sorry, forget the left. The middle. It says yishalom. By Shoy Mechino it says yishalom. By Shoy it says shalom. Each one says either yishalom, nesina, tachas, etc. Go to the next list. Yishalom, tachas, yishalom, nesina. They all say kesef, yishalom, tachas, nesina. One of those words. And Mamela, all of them we know from those psukim of Meitav, you know that you have to pay Meitav. Weiter, it's getting late. What's the, okay, so the shar is not like fire, and the fire is not like a man or like shit. But what is his point? My klamar, or is vidim shmei derava, hakikama. Lichter rechmona chada, v'teise idach, mine, chada omar, chada mechada lo yasya. The Mishnah is just saying, just say one of them, say shar, and I'll learn all hezek in the world. You can't learn shar, like the Mishnah explains. From shar you can't learn because this has a special thing, this has a special thing. So you're not going to be able to learn one from the other. A shar, mava has ruach chayim, they have life. My kamar. What's the point in this? Why does it say that shar and mava have ruach chayim? Lichtei rachmana tarti. So take a look at this. This, you need a nice chart. There's a massive Rashi here. So it goes like this. Let's say, it should say over here, that the Gemara says, so say two. What are you going to say? Karen. So Karen, you can't learn anything from Karen. Why? Because it has intent. It wants to be Mazel. So we'll prove from Shen or Adam, talk about Adam. Let's say Shen. Shen ain't kavanah lahazik. It doesn't have to, and you still have to pay. Oh, but Shen has a different problem. That it has ano when it eats. So Karen will prove to you that ain't ano. The kids are from, if you take two things, let's say Karen and Shen, I can learn the rest. The Question is, then why do I need the rest? Okay. That what? Take a look again at the chart. Look at the screen. It becomes cool here. The bottom line is that darkam lahazik u'shmirasam alecha. It's a tzad shava. But there's a problem. That's what it says. They have ruach chayim. Those two, Karen and Shen, or if it's Adam, they have ruach chayim. Okay. Look at the Rahman top line. Hey, Amud Beis. Look at the Rahman tarti. But they say duchminayu. Omar chadam tarti lo yasya. You cannot learn out anything from those two, Karen and Shen. Let's say you want to learn Aish from Karen and Shen. You can't. Why? Because they are different than Aish. They have something special. It's called ruach chayim. They have life. And if these two, Karen and Shen, have life, I can't learn Aish, which is all the way on the side. I want to learn Aish from these two. The Tzad Shava, the Darkum Lahazik, they go out and they're mazik, and you have to watch them. So Aish also, it's the derech to be mazik, burn down buildings, and you should watch it. No, it's not similar to Karen and Shen, because Karen has a life. A human being has life. Or if it's a tooth, teeth have life. Okay. Omar Rava. So it comes out like this. Bottom line is, you need all four in the Mishnah. That's what the Gemara is coming out now. Right? The Gemara said, maybe the Torah should say two. Karen and Shen, and I'll learn the rest of the Mishnah. No, you can't. So I need all four. Says Rava, you don't need all four. Why? V'kulu kishodes bar binayu asya kulu b'me'atzad. I wonder how any other shir explains this one. Look at this Rashi. Look, it's going to be Gishmak. Look at this, very easy. Let's learn from Bar. So you say, no, you can't learn anything from Bar. What do you learn from Bar? Bar doesn't go and it's not mazik. Oh, fakert. Bar is mazik. Bar doesn't go and it's mazik. So Kolchkein, a Regel, a Shen, Adam, Eish, they go and they destroy. So make a Kavachayim, sim Kavachayim. If you create a bar in a street, and the Torah says, before Shapas, you have to pay for a bar. So certainly, if your animal goes and destroys something, of course you have to pay. It's very pasha. Nice kavachaymer. So what's the pircha to that? Oh, the bar was created to damage. You can't learn your animal wasn't created for that. It was created to plow. It wasn't created to damage. Oh, but Karen could prove to you. The point is, says Rava, if I take bar and anything else, then I can learn everything else from it. Why? Because you tell me bar is so powerful, it was created to damage me. Karen wasn't created, yet Karen, you know that it's chayiv. That's in the Torah. But Karen has kavanah to be mazik, and bar doesn't. Bar is any kavanah lazik. The kitzer, we have a tzad shava. That what? Darkom lahazik ishmirosam alecha. And Memelo, you can learn from Bar and Karen, you can learn everything out. Yes, each one has a Maila and a Chisar and a this and that, but there's a common denominator. They go ahead and they're mazik. They don't go, but the derech is to be mazik. People fall, animals fall in birds. Oxes go ahead, bulls go ahead and damage. Memelo, human beings, Regel, Shem, should also be chayiv. Okay, so that's that. Okay. Omarava v'kulu kishad is bar binayu. If you use bar as the middle guy, like in this chart over here, I just went to the next one. Here, go back. Bar and Karen. Just take the two on the right. The middle one, Bar and Karen. Then you can learn everything on the left, which is Regel, Shen, Adam, Eish. You can learn from them. Kulu. That's Kulu. Karen, Bar, Regel, Shen, Adam, Eish. Those six, you can learn the four on the left, from the two. Or if you switch Karen to Shen, you'll also be able to learn. If you switch Shen to Eish, you'll do Eish and Bar. You'll be able to come up with the same exact thing. If you use Bar in the middle. Bar me Karen. Oh, Karen is going to be a problem. Here goes. Let's say I take Shen and Bar. So I can learn out the other guys, but I cannot learn Karen. Karen I won't be able to learn out. Why? Rabbi said everybody remembers this. What's the difference between Karen and everything else? Karen has a big problem. It starts out slow. It's a tam. And it's very different than everything else. There's no tam and muad when it comes to regel and shen and everything else. The only tam is by Karen. And I'm not going to learn out Karen. That's as simple as that. Says Gemara, the Barmi Karen, Mishum de Ikil Mifrach, Malikulu, Shekain Mu Adam Chilasan. They start out being a muad. Okay, we don't have to do this again. So Mazel, boom. This has this pircha, this has this maila, that pircha, tzadashava. Great. What's this? Okay, forget it. This is just kulu. I just wanted to throw it in there. Okay. Says Gemara. But according to the man, it says, what are you talking about? He's saying Karen, it starts out slow with the tam. No, the man says that Karen is more powerful because it goes out and it's mazik. Says Rashi, I don't know where you have such a man Omar. Says the Vilna Gaon. What do you mean? Yesterday we had it. Okay. But obviously Rashi knew yesterday, and Rashi holds that's not the man Omar. I feel Karen Am Yisrael. So according to man Omar, yes. So we go back to this guy. According to the man Omar, take off the X on the Karen. You can learn from Bar and Shen. You can learn even Karen. You learn Regel, Adam, everything. So, if all I need, Rabbi Yisai, you hear what's going on here? The Torah tells us 4. Shar, Bar, Mava, Hever. Torah says 4. But you just established that you don't need 4. From 2, as long as Bar is in there, which the Torah says Bar and Shen, then I can learn everything. So then why did the Torah go out of its way and tell us all these things? Says the Gemara, to teach us halachas. So look at Taisus real quickly, 5 lines from the bottom. Taisus says the last line in Dibra Masik L'choiseyim. Says Taisus. Sometimes you have all this raid and all these back and forth, and then at the end you just end up in the same spot. You're right. So all these drushes back, I could have learned from 2. So why did Torah go? Gives you more schar for learning. That what? What are the halachas? The bottom line, what are the halachas? Here, real quick. Karen, this is a special halacha the Torah had to talk about Karen because there is a difference between a tam and a muad. Shen v'regel, why did the Torah talk about it? The patrim b'shus harabim. The pasuk says here, it must be in somebody else's rishus. Bar lifter special halacha that if, let's say, an animal falls in with a sack of gold and silver, you have to pay for the animal. You don't pay for the gold and silver. Part from the kelim. And according to Rabbi Yehuda, that says you're chayiv on the kelim. So why does the Torah have to talk about it? If the Beis Adam, if a person falls into a pit, you hear Shleim. Adam, in the Mishnah it says Adam, right? Mava, we said it's either Adam, Shen, Adam. Why does the Torah talk about Adam? L'chayve b'arba dvarim. Here's our dvarim. Nezek, tzar, ripu, sheves, boishes. So we're not talking about nezek. Tzar, ripu, sheves, boishes. Eish. Why does the Torah talk about fire? Lifter bois atamon. If you hide your silver in a, how do you say Gadish? There must be a better word than stack. Silo. No. A pile of wheat. This is a better word. We're gonna get 6 emails now. What does the archbishop say? Fine. Lift up by the Talmud. So and you light that wheat on fire and it burns everything. It consumes whatever cleaves inside. You potter. Well, Rabbi Yehuda once again, who says Rabbi Yehuda's causing trouble here twice already. Rabbi Yehuda says that you are chayiv for whatever's hidden inside. So then what? Why did the Torah talk about fire? If the fire scorches the stones, you have a building built from Yerushalmi stone. Or let's say your field, it scorched it, and now it's hard to plow. You have to do stuff to your chayiv. Even though Rashi says it's a hezek mishuna, it's weird. It's not a typical hezek. For other things, you wouldn't be chayiv. Regel, shen, that does weird hezekim, you're not chayiv. Fire is a special chiddush. If it does weird hezek, like lichonira, simcha, avanav, you are chayiv. That's the chiddush. Rabbi Isai, have a wonderful day. Shkoyach. Thank you very much for coming, Rabbi Isai.